What's going on, everybody? It's Dot Bets. We got a new face in town. We have a new show coming at you. Let me know in the comments how we are feeling tonight. We are getting after it for the Sony Open. Teaser Nation is with us. He is the PGA guru. He's been doing it a lot longer than me. I'm going to piggyback off of him. We are going to learn a buttload about PGA handicapping, matchups with the models that he's created, and we will definitely dive in to some key strokes or key stats that we need to go through. Dive into the course. We'll give you guys some outright winners and some top 10, top 20 placements, maybe some top 40s. And then we'll dive into the DFS side of things as well. Teaser, how are we feeling today?
I'm feeling good, man. I can't wait to get after it here. My first podcast, so I'm pretty hyped about it.
Oh yeah! Let us know if you guys can hear us in the chat. Sometimes when I have a guest, sometimes the audio does get a little screwy. So let me know in the chat if we are all good here. We should be. Looks like that all systems are going on my end. So all right. So let's dive in. We got the Sony Open, and you're gonna say the course name because I don't remember how to say it. What do you got for me? You there? Uh-oh. Did we lose him? Teaser, can you hear me?
I cannot hear you.
All right, there you go. I can hear you now.
You can hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, so how do we say that, the course name?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good, man.
Yeah. So I can lay out the course for you. I guess we're at Waialae this
Waialae.
week, par 70, 7,000.
Yes, sir.
You can't hear
me,
right?
You're good.
I'm getting like a lag.
Yeah, so if you're on the stream, it's going to be a little bit of a lag, just a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, so par 70, 7,044 yards. We got Bermuda greens this week. So I guess as we've been hearing all week, I guess the short players will bode well at this course. So that's kind of like the little overview so far. And a little comp courses, Mayakoba, obviously, Sedgefield at the Wyndham, and the RBC Heritage.
Perfect.
So it's kind of a little bit of an overview for this
Yeah,
week.
and so it's a short course. I mean, a shorter course for the tour. It is still in Hawaii, so the guys that have played last week have a significant advantage. We've seen this through some trends that we've looked at as well. So those are some guys that we'll target for some top 10 finishes and then some DFS lineups that we'll give you. Also, one thing that you got to always think about on these types of courses, if the wind is going to be nuts. It looks like the wind is going to be fairly calm this week. I think it's only between 6 to 8 miles an hour, so it's not howling like it normally would be. And then this course has got significant rain the last couple of months or so. I think it was like 20 inches of rain in the last 2 months or so. So it's going to play a little bit slower than normal. But everybody needs to be accurate off the tee, and then approach shots to the green are going to be significant. So ball striking is where we're probably going to emphasize, and that's what we're going to get into on the screen here. So this is at Teaser Nation's model. These are his rankings here. I'm going to piggyback with him. I'm going to let him dissect it off of who he likes. Who we should be targeting, and kind of just how it's easier to read for our viewers. So if anybody's got any questions at all, throw that in the chat. We are here till about 8:30. We're going to make this not an hour stream, but if you guys have questions, we'll go from there. But we got the rankings here right in front of us with the model. And Teaser, take it away.
Yeah, so I kind of wasn't a stat guy until this year, so I'm kind of learning Fantasy National as I go, but it's been really cool. I've been on this all week. So basically what I put into my ranking, I did, you can kind of change the percentage if you don't know. So I put 20% into approach, strokes gain approach. I did strokes gain on par 4s 400 to 450, eagles, opportunity gained, which is just who's making birdies within 20 or less feet, stroke gain on par 3s, and so on, strokes gain putting to finish it off at 5%. But So as you can see, if you kind of filter it by my rank, we've got my man this week, Corey Connors. I'm gonna roll with him. He's my number one play of the week as we get to that later on. But I'm gonna roll with him as an outright. I know he's a decent putter on Bermuda, but he's not a great putter overall. But I'm gonna ride with him this week, hoping he has one of those good weeks he has. But everything else is usually off the charts for him. The iron game's elite, probably top five on tour. But that's really one guy that sticks out in the model. And if we kind of scroll through, obviously Answer's up there. Didn't play well last week, but I think he bounces back this week. This is more of a course for him. We've got Maverick McNeely. I think he's going to have a breakout year, but he also bodes well here, I believe. And then we have Cam Smith. Pretty pissed about missing out on my guy last week, but he's obviously going to be up there because he's becoming an elite player. But yeah, as you take a look at Mav's numbers, you kind of scroll.
Yeah, we'll dive into that real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
So these are his strokes gained throughout from 2018 all the way up till now. So you see he's improved significantly in the last several years.
Right. Yeah, he's definitely on the come up, but
yeah, nice feature down here. You can see the position that he's finished. So he hasn't played since November, so that is another concern. However, you take the recent form sometimes with the guys that are good at ball striking, and you gotta leverage it amongst one another. So definitely like Maverick this week as well. My guy. So he talked about Corey Connors. My guy of the week is Abraham Ancer. Did not play too well last week, but I believe he fits this course fairly nicely, and I think we can get an outright winner. So that's going to be one of the outrights for us, and that's at plus 2,200 that I'll give out. I got 3 outrights, 3 top 10s, and 3 top 20s that I'll give out on the stream. We'll always tweet out what we put out in the show as well. So we'll have that for anybody who misses the show. And then also, if you guys have any comments, throw them in the chat. If you guys are new to PGA, if you guys are new to PGA DFS, we'll walk through why we like guys, why we're targeting specific stats, and then why we're targeting guys for DFS. Maybe salary relief, maybe he fits the course pretty perfectly. So teaser, we got a couple guys that we talked about before the stream. Taylor Gooch. He's a guy that intrigues me. He played well last week. I think he finished top 10, if I'm correct. No, sorry, he was 15. So he's 15, top 20. Yeah, top 20. He was up there towards the top, and then I think he tailed off at the end. He's a guy played last week, played pretty well. I think he plays okay on Bermuda. So he's a guy that I'm looking at. You can see that he's projected to be about 26% owned. So that is in DFS land, it's a little bit tough to overcome, but you got to make sure you have some exposure to Gooch. I think this week. Do you like him at all?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be on him this week, but I do think that's another guy that's gonna start entering an elite type of status on the PGA Tour. I think he's going to be a guy you can go to every week. I know he's going to have his bad weeks, but I think he's going to be a plug-in whenever you need him. But I think he has a good week this week. He just didn't make my card, but
perfect. So who's the other guy that you're targeting that is in a pretty good matchup for you?
So you want a matchup or just another guy I'm targeting?
You can do you can do someone you're targeting. Sorry.
Yeah. So I think one other guy. This could really be a risky one, but I kind of like Siwoo Kim this week. I don't know why he always screws me. You can die with Siwoo, or you can get him when he's right. But it's either with him. If you look, let me find him on here. I don't know where he is, but he might not.
I don't even know if he's on here.
I think on that model he didn't really grade out as well, but there's also another one we couldn't get right now. But there was a mixed condition model where he was up there. If you type him in search at the top,
let's see what he's at for Fantasy Labs. Siwoo Kim, 7,700. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, so that's another guy. I just have a good. I really do have a good feeling about him this week. But it's usually with him around the greens. He's either really bad or really good. So
Yeah, finished
I think with him, it's
finished 23rd last week. So had a pretty.
yeah. He had a decent week last week. So
I'm a big fan of M this week. He played phenomenal
yeah.
last week. Almost came back to win it. Obviously, wasn't close to Cam or Rom, but he was up there. He got a top 10 finish for us in the Discord. As always, the Discord is free. It's at the homepage of the Twitch. If you guys want to join, just feel free to hop on in. Teaser Nation is going to join tonight, and we are going to get him in there. So if you have any last-second questions over anything for PGA, he's there to answer for you guys as well. So happy to have him in there. So let's tune to some outrights. Let's go to some outright winners for you. You got a couple that you want to give out on the stream?
Yeah, so I think a couple that I'm gonna roll with that we kind of already talked about was definitely Connors. I got him at plus 2,000, I think yesterday or a couple days ago, but I think he's down to 1,800 now, I believe.
Got the DraftKings book right here. We got plus 1,800 for Connors now.
Yep. So I'm definitely on him. As you said, I think I'm going to be on Answer as well. We beat that number as well. He's down to plus 2,200 now. And then I think I'm going to have to roll with Siwoo. And then one bomb. I don't think I'm going to play, but Denny McCarthy. I know he's, you kind of got to rely on his putting, but he grades out well on Bermuda. So
plus 8,000.
If he gets hot, he gets hot. I think he's 7, 8.
Yeah,
yep, 800.
Denny McCarthy plus 8,000. Sprinkle that a little bit, just a little bit.
Yeah.
And these, so how handicapping PGA, you got to make sure when you're doing these outrights. I mean, you're doing them 0.1 unit, 0.2 units, or something like that. Leave your full unit plays, your multi-unit plays to matchups, and then leave those to maybe top 10s, top 20s, and top 40s. So those are key points because a lot of people are like, oh, really? I really want to have who is it? Cameron Smith. He's going to win. He's going to be the leader. And plus 800, I'm going to throw my full 1 unit on there. And then he loses, and you're out a whole unit. And you do that consecutively for every single round. You're going to be not a very profitable PGA handicapper. So when you're doing these outrights, they're very, very small units, 0.1s, 0.2s. That's how I would do it. I found that the money is in the placements and then the matchups. So you got any other advice that you'd give out to anybody starting out handicapping PGA?
Yeah, I get that's a great point right there. I definitely would say that. I also would say, like right here is a great example. I'm never taking Cam Smith at plus 800. I don't care if he wins. You're never going to take Cam Smith at plus 800 because I mean, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
So, and I kind of stay away. Obviously, I take a couple favorites, but anything below 1,000, unless I'm betting John Rahm, I'm not taking.
Right.
Like the only time I'll ever throw a unit on an outright is if it's John Rahm. I hit one time with it last year.
There you go.
You don't do that. So yeah, I would kind of stay away from the big favorites like that unless it's like an elite player. I'm not saying Cam Smith isn't, but there's no value there in plus 800. So
and
I would say stay away from that.
And we got to remember this is really the first cut tournament of the entire season. So really, it's like the second event. Very, very early. Not much data in the systems to kind of project very accurately. So this tournament's very wide open. So remember that when you're placing some bets here. So I got 3 outrights, and I did a little research. Most of the outright winners here are like plus 4,000 plus. So there's only been one time it was like Justin Thomas in 2017, and he was like plus 1,700 who won. So a lot of these guys up top, majority of the time they do not win. So who I'm targeting, my first one is Answer at plus 2,200. He's going to be the lowest I go. My guy Billy Horschel is going to be my next one, and that he is at 4,500 right here.
45.
Yep, Billy Horschel plus 4,500. That Kevin Na won this event last year at plus 4,500. Billy Horschel could win or get last, so that's what I like about him. he's hit or miss, and I'm going to take it this time. He played last week, which is a bump here. So Billy Horschel is going to be in a lot of my DFS lineups, and he's going to be in my outright winner plus 4,500. And then the other guy, which is at who played last week as well, Seamus Power at plus 4,000. I think he got top 20 for us last week. I think I bet him to finish top 10. Ended up being top 20. So still like him this week. Plus that he played in the tournament last weekend as well at plus 4,000. Worth a sprinkle for sure. So that's where I'm at with my outright. So I'll tweet those out as well. Let me know who you guys are liking for this matchup this weekend. And then you got any placement bets you're going with, Teaser?
Yeah, so we kind of talked about some already. Like, I'm gonna sprinkle. I don't know if everyone gets this, but top 40 you can do on DraftKings. I believe some other sites have it as well, but not all locals have it. But I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit on Denny McCarthy and Siwoo top 40. I find it. I love top 40s. I mean, if they make the cut, you get a great shot at them hitting the top 40. So, I think now Siwoo's at plus 100. Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm doing both those. And then I'm going top 20. I'm going to go Seamus Power, top 20.
Ooh, there we go. Is that
I think
how you say his name?
Seamus?
Out well. Is it Seamus? Is that how you say it, really?
Yeah, Seamus.
I said Seamus.
I wasn't going to say anything. But, yeah, so he's actually first in the field in my model at strokes gains on par 4s. I think on this course, par 4, 400 to 450, I believe 10 or 11 holes are in that range. He's also 10th, and par 5s. There's only 2, which isn't a big factor on this course. They're very gettable. I think it's hole 9 and hole 18. Mm-hmm. They're about I think one's 520 yards, but he's 4th in that model on strokes gained par 5. So I think 2 birdies there. That's great, or an eagle. Yeah, so he ranks out well in that model. So I like him this week. Then I'll give out this one, top 10. We already talked about him, Maverick McNealy. He's 6th in my model. He hasn't played this course, I believe, in the past. I think this is his first go at this YLI Country Club. He's been, over his past 50 rounds, he's been nothing but solid. So I think he's another go for me this week on a top 10 at plus 500, which is great, or plus 450 now, which is great value. I think.
Top 10 for sure.
So that's kind of.
I like that play. That play's gonna. I think I'll cash for you. I like that a lot. So I'll give out my top.
Yeah, you're good. He's gonna have one low round, so you know he's gonna go 7 under one of these rounds.
You got any? I'll ask you a little bit later on, but the first round leaders, those are always enticing for people because they can't wait till Sunday to get their payout, so they want to make sure that they have their Thursday payout. So we'll give out maybe 1 or 2 maybe throw outs for that. But so I got my top 10 here. So I got 2 or 3 top 10 finishes as well. We're gonna go Kokrak, Jason Kokrak. And that is at plus 400. I like him to finish top 10. He's grades high in his the rankings for Teaser and also on Fantasy Labs and through Occupy Fantasy. So they all 3, when they all agree, I'm okay with that. So I'll ride Jason this week for sure for top 10 at plus 400. And then our Discord was on this play last week. And I'm going to go back to it, is Sungjae Im at plus 225 for the top 10 finish. I like him a lot. He got top 10 last week, and obviously the bump from playing last week. He plays these greens well. He plays this course well. His ball striking is, I would say, is pretty elite amongst the field. I wouldn't say the field is strong whatsoever, but I would say he leans to be one of the better ball strikers out of the entire field. So I like him this week as well. And then a lot of people, there's a couple people in our Discord that are high on Harry English last week, and I think I'm going to go back to him this week. I didn't play him at all. I X'd him out of my player pool, which was nice for us last week. But Harris English plus 350, top 10, a nice little bounce back week for him. So I like him here at plus 350. Tons of value in this tournament. It's wide open. It's early on, so try to cash in on some good value here. Some top 20s. So Leishman was a guy that I liked, plus 190. He'll be one that I target. And then we talked about Taylor Gooch at plus 275. Like him at top 20. And then a guy that probably, if you click on any DFS site, he's probably the cover boy in a lot of them. It's Kevin Kistner. So I was going to take him for outright. I said, screw it. I'm going to just play safe and let's go top 10 or top 20. I'm sorry, I'm giving you guys top 10 odds. Top 20 odds here for Harry English is plus 170. And then Gooch was plus 130. And where is my guy, Kevin Kistner? Plus 170. So plus 170 here for Kevin Kistner. We're going to play the safe route. Go top 20 just in case he has a couple blow-up holes here and there. So you got any other, if you want to give out a matchup, you can give out a matchup. If not, we'll wait till the card. If not, we can get any final thoughts.
Yeah, probably for the matchups, I'll wait for the card for the matchups, but just touching off your top placement stuff. Kokrak and English are pretty intriguing this week. I don't know if we'll see what I do with them, but they did play horrible last week, which is, I guess that is good because usually history would tell us that whoever played bad at the Century plays well here. So then they're obviously completely two different courses. Right. So
yeah.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence with English, but I don't know yet what I'm going to do with him. So we'll see.
Because the main point is that they played last week. It doesn't matter if they played bad, if they played good.
Right.
It's the main part is that they played. Because a lot of these guys haven't played, in a tournament since November. So a lot of rust. Got to get used to it, and they don't have 4 rounds like they had last week. If you're bad, you got 2 rounds and you're cut. So that's where playing last week is a humongous advantage this week. So that would be the reason why we are targeting. And then we are also targeting guys, good iron games and good short game, around strokes gained around the green. So we're focusing on those guys because you don't want to miss the narrow fairways of this course. You got away with it last week. That's kind of why I went with Bryson last week because I thought he could probably hit it onto a couple greens. There's a couple short par 4s. Maybe he had a couple eagles in there, but I ended up not catching that outright. And then I didn't have anything with Cam Smith or John Rahm. So did you have anything last week with one of the Smith or Rahm?
Oh, man, I wish. That's my guy, Cam Smith, and I just didn't do it. It's upsetting.
So if you guys have any other questions over the outrights, the placements, or whatnot, we'll dive into DFS for like 5 minutes or so. I'll tell you guys a couple strategies here and there. So we'll be here for probably another 5-6 minutes or so. We can build a lineup together if that's what you guys want to do. Let us know in the comments. We'll go to the player model at Fantasy Labs. Make sure you guys check those guys out. Pretty good models on there. Who I'm building around my core, we're going to basically, I'm going to piggyback on teasers. Big play of Corey Connors. So at 9,600, like him, he's going to be highly owned, 21 to 25% projected. Not the top. The top guy, I would say, is probably Webb Simpson. And then right below him is Mark Leishman. So I'm going to go with Connors and my guy Answer. So Answer is, I think he's a little bit expensive. So 9,700 and then 9,600. But Answer is only 13 to 16% on. So a couple takeaways when we're going to do some high-risk lineups. This is through Occupy Fantasy's strategy. You really, really want so this is like the lineup structure. It's pretty simple to follow. two guys that are 15% projected higher, two guys that are between 5 and 15%, and then two guys that are 5% or below. So that's going to give you the ultimate shot to shoot up the leaderboard. So instead of saying let's play all the chalk of the entire week, or let's play all guys that are below 5%, like you're never going to win GPPs like that. You're just not going to do that. So you got to have a good balance when it comes to golf. And then another strategy that I've seen this week that I think is a little contrarian is to not pay up for anybody above 9,500 and go all 8,000, all those mid value, mid price guys, and then create a lineup like that. Leave a little bit of salary here and there, and like I said, this tournament is wide open, so you can see yourself shooting up the leaderboards that way and be a little contrarian there. Teaser, you ever dive into some DFS PGA yet? You're just pretty new to it.
Yeah, so we were talking about this. I'm kind of new to it, but I'm learning about it. I'm gonna try to do more this year DFS, but I kind of know the gist of what's going on, like kind of the strategies. I want to learn more about the strategies and stuff. But I mean, if you want to go over some players, I think we talked about a couple we wanted to pinpoint and kind of base our lineup.
Yeah, like
around,
the core, I would think would be Ancer and Connors. I would think those two are pretty solid. The only guy that I'd probably pay up for more than those guys would be M, and maybe some Leishman.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kevin Na is going to be very, very highly owned because he won this thing last year. But we haven't spoke of him at all really.
Right.
We're not really high on him. I think we're gonna fade him this week. He had a better showing than we thought he would last week. So we're kind of hoping for some regression this weekend. But Horschel at 8,700, you could throw him in there. Like I said, he's going to be in a majority of mine. I would say 25% or so. And then you got Power down here, who was 6,000 last week, and now he's 8,100. So you look at that price difference. They show it on here, but he was like 6,600 last week. Sorry, 6,600, and now he's jumped up to 8,100. So you see how DraftKings prices these guys a little bit differently from week to week, and so he's a guy that I would like to target. Some guys down here. So Kim at 7,700 is a good play there that we've talked about already on the stream. We haven't mentioned Matt Kuchar's name, but he's won this a couple times, so I think he's worth noting for DFS. I think he's going to be a little bit lower owned than most people would think. Stuart Sink played last week, finished fairly high, so is another guy that you want to look at. He always has a solid approach game, solid putt game with Stuart Sink, so that's another guy in the lower tier of them. And then the punt plays. So these are guys like 6,000 or 6,600 or so. Is Stevenson? Where's he at? Let me see. Stepson. I can't remember his dang name. Can't remember his damn name. Hold on. It's like 6,600.
Brendan Steele.
Oh, here it is. Svetsson. That's what he is. Adam Svetsson. Yeah. He hasn't played in a while. He just projects in a lot of the models that I've seen. That's the only reason why I like him. And he's a salary relief at 6,400. Only reason why I like that guy. He'd probably be my favorite punt play of the entire tournament if you guys want one of those. So, as I say, if we basically we're going to build around Ancer and Connors, and then move our way down there. Gooch 9,100 is a good play there as well. So, you got anybody else you want to add, or you think we're missing out on?
So two guys, I think. Let me see what projected. So I would say one. This is probably this could go either good or bad. Eric Van Rooyen for the kind of mid tier. I think he's 8,100. Yep. He's probably only going to be under 5% owned, so you could either win or lose with that.
Hey, I had him a lot last week. He was top 25, which was nice.
That's what I'm saying. He's playing decent lately. He's very inconsistent. He had the stretch run where he was top 10 in Northern Trust BMW in the playoffs, and then we kind of didn't hear from him then. But he can make birdies when he in
Yep.
bunches. I mean, it depends which one. You don't know what you're getting, but I think he could have a great week this
It's
week.
crazy
But
how it's crazy
um,
how inconsistent these guys are. But and then like when they are hot, they get extremely hot and they just go.
right, right, and he can if he can put like he misses. I think last week he missed a couple gimmies like birdies and pars from 4 feet away. So I think if he's one of those guys because I know I'm still learning DFS, but I mean, if he can get on a
Oh yeah,
birdie run, he may not like place top 10, but he can give you those points from maybe an eagle, maybe like a little 5-5 birdie run, something like that. But and then another guy, I don't think a lot of people will be high on is Ryan Palmer. I think he's 7,800
Ryan Palmer. Yep,
this week.
7,800. Yep.
He's hasn't been in great form, but it depends. I mean, he's been a solid pro his whole career. I mean, course kind of fits him well. I mean, I don't know how he hasn't really been as good as of late. I don't think he's played in a while. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so I mean this course is for him. So that's another play I could see in mid range tier of 7 8 to 800 8,000. But yeah, I think that was another guy, and then I would obviously for some reason Kevin Kisner on here 11% owned only, which is weird. I thought more people would kind of be on him this week, but
Yeah. I mean,
um,
especially after
and
a
then
top 10
one,
finish. You know.
yeah, and then one more guy, Aaron Rye,
Right.
I believe.
Yeah.
He kind of got hot in the fall. I don't know. I know a little
Hmm.
bit about him. I don't know too much about him yet, but he kind of I believe on the fall swing he was getting some placements and he was looking good. So I think if you ride
Yeah.
that,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
he was top 20 at 3 in a row. There you go.
Yep. So I don't know. He got maybe ride that. I don't know with the time off if he's gonna keep it hot, but I don't know. Um, another one's the Zaydenhout, but I usually fade him in these. Not if it's a major. I only go with him in a major.
Who was that?
uh, Christian Bezadenhout.
Oh yeah, I played him a lot last year. Just hoping that he would pop off.
He's automatic in majors. You give him top 40,
Right.
automatic.
Yeah, yeah, I did. I remember
Yeah.
playing him a lot last year. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
He's great in like tough conditions, windy. So maybe if it's windy this week,
if it
he
ends
could
up
shout.
being, yeah.
If that's actually kind of a good thing to think about. I don't know how the weather's been. I haven't really checked it, but if it gets windy, I mean, he could be a great
Right.
play. We checked that before, but you can't really bank on the weather. It could stop at any moment. But um, yeah, that's kind of who I'm looking at. I don't know if we want to like create one here, if we agree on four
I mean,
extra.
I'm
But
good with. Well, let's throw Kistner in here 'cause I think we were both high on Kistner.
I'm cool with Kisner. It looks like
Too
he's not.
too
I guess
yeah,
the
too
projection
high.
is only
Let's see what Fantasy Labs has. So their favorite one is Nick Hardy at 6,600, a low one. I've never heard of that guy, so I'm not going to play too much of him. Bez, we could throw him in there if we want to be a little bit different. He's 9 to 12% owned. One guy we didn't mention too much of is Russell Henley. We talked pre-stream on him. Do like him a little bit. He's 8,500. We're pretty much building, it's nothing that's above 10,000. So we got 7,200 left for 3 spots.
right. Yeah, I don't know.
What do you think about Power?
I do like him. Yeah, you could throw him
Let's
in
do
there.
that. So now we have to either get low sevens, or if we want to go with the Svesson that I was looking at, and we have a little bit more. So he's at.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too much about him, but I saw him in my ranking. I was like, I've heard of him.
Where is he
but
at?
That's like one of the golfers I don't know. Only one.
So you got Hank up here. I don't even know how to say his last name. 6,800. Or Kyle Stanley, 6,700. Oh, Hudson Swafford. There you go.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah. That was actually one guy I was going to talk about. Hudson Swafford. I do like, aka Harris English.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, he if he can putt this week, I think that's actually one. Yeah, I do really like him. Looking at the numbers, he's been a little
So then
inconsistent
we got,
as of late.
man, this is probably one of my favorite golfers that I just want him to be like really good all the time is Harry Higgs. But he just is never, he's just never good.
Sometimes he gets on them streaks, but
all right, so we got 6,900 left. We like any of these guys. We got Thompson, Sabatini, Snedeker, Higgs, McCreevy, or John Hu. What do we like? Lucas Glover. He's a savvy veteran. He played last week. 35.
you know who's on that board that people probably don't know about yet? It's Cameron Young. Wake Forest alum. I've known about him for a while now. He's going to be so good, but I don't know
about this weekend.
I don't really have the stats. Cameron Young, right there, yeah. He's went to school with a Willie Z, so he's going to be a stud. But I don't know, I don't have the stats to back up this week. It's just kind of a gut feeling. But he had that one good week at Sanderson Farms, but I think he's going to be on the come up very soon.
Snedeker didn't play last week. Let's go with Glover. He played last week. He's 35. Didn't play too great, but I think what did he do in your model there?
He's 60th, so I guess
about average.
Average. The putting's 119th. Let me see what he is in my mixed model because that takes into account Bermuda. Let's see how he is on. He's 121st on Bermuda, so that's pretty bad. But he's in this one, so tee to green, strokes gained total, he's 20. So everything's there except the putting, so which is usually how it is. But
putting's always the worst.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't really. We could take a shot on him, but we could either do that or you could substitute one of our big guys, like maybe Kisner, or take him out and get like
7,900s. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see.
Yeah, mid tiers, but.
Well, we can throw Palmer in there, guy that you liked, and then we got 8,000, so we can go Davis. I don't know. He was top 10 last week.
Ooh, yeah, I do like Davis this week. Actually.
Show Davis in there. A little bit more of an even build. There's Charles Howell, Steele.
I think
we can do Bez.
Yeah, he's gonna get you equal birdies, but is McNeely there? Oh, we can't.
Yeah,
get McNeely.
At 8,300, right?
Siwoo Kim sitting there.
We could do Siwoo. Yeah, definitely could.
Could do Siwoo. Then we have extra to play with.
A little bit different if you leave a little bit more salary on there. You can throw that in there.
Yeah.
I don't mind this. Answer, Connors, Palmer, Power, Kim, and Swafford. We'll do a.
Because I don't think a lot of people will be on Siwoo.
Let's see what's his model.
Yeah.
Siwoo Kim.
I don't think he grades as well, but
5 to 8%. So that would fit for a high risk approach there. That would definitely fit.
Yeah. So with him, I'll take the good Siwoo Kim this week. Hopefully.
Let's hope we get that for sure.
Hopefully.
So yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate that lineup.
No, I mean I think it's going to be different. It's going to be contrarian because we're not paying up for anybody big, and then we have one, I would say, punt play. But it's with a guy that we both like, so I'm going to enter this. So we'll do this every stream. We'll create a lineup. We'll see how it does. We'll put this in one of. I usually build 20 lineups, and I put them into 20 max, and I go from there. So I'll make sure I get this one in there. I'll let you guys know how we do. But no, any final thoughts as we come to close on this on the first edition of the PGA show. This will be, just a reminder, this will be every Wednesday night. We are going to start at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we'll dissect anything that you guys want. So, once we get going, a little bit more, I guess, credibility with the PGA show, maybe people will get into the chat as we get about some outright winners this week, and people flock to us. So, what do you think about that, Teaser?
That sounds good to me. I think we're definitely, we got to start off with an outright this week to get the get the season going.
I agree. So look out for I'll tweet out my card, Teaser Nation will tweet out his card. Then if you guys want to join the Discord, if you have any last minute questions for either one of us, hit us up in the Discord. And we appreciate you guys tuning in. And we will be back here on next Wednesday with the PGA show. The next show will be Sunday morning, or we're going to do Sunday morning show for the NFL still. We're not going to do a Saturday show. We're going to focus on those 3 games on Sunday. So we'll get after it there. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. See you guys. Thank you.